Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Steps Basic, and welcome back to my community show. So I've been thinking about just making this a separate series altogether, giving it its own little intro and everything. So if there's a new intro at the beginning of this video, that's what happened. But this is another stream of consciousness video. Apart from that, let's start off with our, what do you call it? Announcements. So announcements for today are, now that we're back done with Spooktober and everything, we're moving on to, thank goodness, back to the old schedule, which I'm kind of happy because I get to get back to God of War and get to get back to Detroit Become Human, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get on the ball, as it were, with the other series things that I wanted to do. Like I want to go back to the Biography of a Man series, etc., etc. As you noticed, or if you haven't watched it yet, my PlayStation Plus highlights videos are different now. I want to start incorporating them both into one video because I want to, like I said at one point, switch up my schedule so that Fridays are now the me content, Thursdays are the you content, and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are the walkthroughs. So, as such, things like Minecraft and Warframe are now on Thursdays. Fridays is community show, and my special episode, demos, quick looks, etc. But as such, I don't want to put out 3 videos and bog y'all down with my content, so 2 videos in one. All that being said, let's talk about me for a second. I mentioned it, so you probably remember that my birthday is actually on Sunday. Turning 34. Now, naturally, I'm not going to be uploading on Sunday, so, don't worry about having to wish me a happy birthday or anything. I honestly don't. It's not that I don't like my birthday. It's kind of an interesting, ambiguous feeling about my birthday, It just keeps coming no matter how much I tell it to stop. And, of course, I have that whole existential dread that everyone feels, especially as they start to get older. What have I accomplished with my life? Am I doing all the things I wanted to? Am I reaching all my dreams? What have I not focused on this year that I meant to, that I should have? Why is my writing not moving forward, etc., etc., etc.? The usual existentialness. We all love it. But it's funny, this is actually one of the few times, especially since my divorce, that I've actually been somewhat excited for my birthday. It's weird because I don't have anything special planned. I don't have any special goals. In fact, I don't really have the money to do much of anything this month or next month or the month before. Money's been a rough one this year. But I don't have any of that to really do anything with, so it's just gonna be me and kiddo and my brother, and that's about it. So I have no idea why I'm actually kind of excited for my birthday. Maybe 34 is going to be a good year. Maybe I'm psychically anticipating a good year. Who knows? I can't say that I've been most excited about this coming birthday because, when I was younger, I would literally remind everyone, like, as soon as November started, hey, my birthday's on the 10th. Hey, my birthday's next week. Hey, my birthday's in a couple of days. Hey, my birthday's tomorrow. And honestly, looking back on that, I find it really annoying. Ooh, neat. Found a flashlight. But definitely in a long time. Like, especially after my divorce, like, all my birthdays were just like, yeah, they're coming. That was actually when I stopped doing that whole, let everyone know a week in advance, because my birthday's never really been so much special to me, but the people around me, the people who care about me, they liked my birthday because they had a chance to do good things for me and fun things for me. And then when all that stuff happened with my wife and me, it just stopped, you know. Because she was the one I was always most excited to see what she would do for my birthday. And yeah. It's funny, you know, I remember so much. I have ridiculously good memory. And I hate having one. Because I always focus on the negative stuff. I always remember all the bad stuff. I do remember the good stuff too, but not nearly as strong a memory. That's human nature, isn't it? I mean, I still remember as a kid riding by kerosene lamp. Not because I had to. Well, sometimes I did, but not because I had to. But, you know, because I liked the feel of it, the aesthetics. I'd have my pencil, my paper, and my kerosene lamp, and I'd just be sitting there. Nowadays, actually, funny enough, when I was younger, I used to swear that I would never use a computer to write because it was just too impersonal, I don't know. I always felt too detached from my writing with it. But now, that's all I use to write is my computer. I mean, I have my notebooks. They count technically as writing, but they're like more of my, they're more of my research stuff than that. That's the one thing I always focus on when it comes to my birthday is how much writing did I get done this year? Because that's my passion, my drive. The thing I want to accomplish most in my life is to be published. And as much as I like this channel and I like y'all for hanging out with me and everything, the writing is suffering because of it. Although, to be perfectly honest, it's not even too much that, because I have enough time to write, at least for 30 minutes to an hour I have to write. But I think at this point I'm like scared because I've invested a lot of time and effort into writing. I remember when I finished my first book, I was super stoked about it. It's like, yes, I did it. My first book is completed. The draft of it, anyway. And then my second book I finished in just under a year. My third book was a month. And the third book was the one that was under a year, and the second book was in a month. And then I started a fourth book, and then I kind of stepped away from it because I was trying to get published, and I wanted to have a book published. And while it's good to have a backlog of books, it's even better to have one book published first. And I work on stories here and there, but that was kind of why I stepped away for a little bit, was so I could focus on getting published. And then after a couple years of failing that, I just stopped trying. I still have the idea that I'm going to use CreateSpace, but because I can't afford to edit, I can't afford to have somebody edit my work. I have to do it myself, which is incredibly difficult for me. This is all stuff I've talked about before. But getting older, that was supposed to be the whole topic. Then again, that's what the stream of consciousness things are, you know. You get a topic and you just start talking and see where it takes you. And like I said, when it comes to getting older, that's the one thing I feel like I'm not doing as much towards as anything else, you know. My writing. My writing should be further along by now. I mean, heck, I've been writing since I was 8, 9 years old. A couple years into elementary school, I was starting my writing career, and by now I figured I would have at least a book published. Bleh. But I did do a lot this last year. Got green belt in karate, which is kind of nice. Good accomplishment. I felt very proud. We're working towards brown now, but that's a ways off, because for anyone who knows about karate, when you get towards brown and black, that's when things start to really slow down. But I'm honestly not trying to rush through it. I want to learn it properly. So, get it all worked out. School's been hard for kiddo this last year, though. And of course, as a father, I started to worry about that too. Like, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? I always try my best, make sure she's got everything she needs. And I feel like sometimes I fall a little short, but I think overall I do all right. Writing's my passion, but being a dad's my life, kind of wanted to take myself out on a date this year. Take myself to the movies instead of, I never go out for myself anymore. It's just always for somebody else. And now I'm sitting here like, maybe I should. I'm also toying with the idea of trying to get back into the dating pool, as it were. Oh, God, that is a terrifying idea. It's funny because after me and my wife split up, I essentially swore off dating any sort of relationship for myself until kiddo is at least 16, because I don't want to put her in any sort of situation where something bad could happen because of me dating. So I was like, if she's older, that's better. If she's an adult, that's even better. But by then, I'm going to be almost 40. Not that 40's bad. And, over the past few years, I got to say, it's been nice to get to know myself. I have more talk on the relationship stuff and my ideals about relationships. But I feel like that would be a topic for another video in and of itself, like in February. But it's kind of funny, toying with that idea. Like maybe I should look into trying to date again. But, at this moment, all I've really got are like plans, ideas, nothing actually set into motion. Like I want to start getting out and doing exercise stuff more. I can't run as much as I want to and try to deny myself I can get out there and run. Can't do that. Because honestly, the state of my body right now is not a conducive to running. But I do have like this whole idea of making a 100-day challenge to start out by running like 15 minutes. Yes, I know it's a ridiculous number for somebody who hasn't run for distance or speed in the last 10 years. But, maybe I should just start out slowly. Start with walking a mile, then move it up slowly to running a mile, Faster and faster until I'm running. Still on the back burner, something to plan for. It's always good to have plans, because the future's just going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. All in all, though, I think 34 is going to be a good year. I like to think so. 33 wasn't actually that bad either. I mean, apart from the money. The money was the frickin' worst. Last few months, I have been barely making it to the end of the month. And it's like, oh. Moving into the winter months is going to help on that, though, which is good because my electricity bill just, which is good. Because at the moment, that's the biggest bill I've got. But it's going to be a little bit better for the next few months as we move into the winter stuff. But even still, golly. I'm hoping 2020 will be just a good year, Because as it stands, I'm worried about Christmas. I don't know what I'm going to do. I had ideas and plans for what to do for that, too, but because of money and everything, I can't do that. Can't even have my plans. Because they're too expensive to plan, 34. Not a bad year. Anyway, what are y'all's thoughts on birthdays? Do you like birthdays? You hate birthdays? You wish birthdays would just go take a flying leap off a steep canyon? Let me know. Apart from all that, thank you all so much for joining me for this stream of consciousness. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, please go and poke that like button, etc., etc. You know, subscribe if you want to see more. Move on. These can be kind of depressing, but for the most part, they're just real. But anyway, tune in next time. Next month, I'll have a different stream of consciousness. And, yeah. Good night.